It is January of the year 1704, and a large English force attacks the Apalachee town of Ayubale. The Spanish priest, Father Angel Miranda, organizes a resistance and, using the town's mission as a fortification, held back the English and Creek assault for 9 hours until finally surrendering. Father Miranda and many of the town's defenders were summarily executed. Following the Apalachee Revolt of 1647, the Apalachee were harshly subjugated by the Spanish. In the 1670s, several groups, including the Creek, Yamasee, and Muskogee, began raiding the Apalachee for slaves, which were sold in Carolina. In 1679, the Spanish built a wooden stockade fort here at a site called San Marcos de Apalachee. Along with this, several other missions were established along the Apalachicola River to defend Apalachee Province. In 1701, a crisis of succession in Spain sparked a war between Spain and England, known as the War of Spanish Succession, in America as Queen Anne's War. In 1704, a force of English colonists, along with Apalachicola and Creek, attacked Spanish Florida in an event known as the Apalachee Massacre. The English took the town of Ayubale, north of San Luis, after a 9-hour-long siege, and a subsequent attempt by the Spanish to take the town back led to further defeat. Following this, English forces marched through Apalachee Province, destroying everything in their path, with no Spanish resistance. Following the massacre by the English and abandonment by the Spanish, the surviving Apalachee were disillusioned with their colonial overlords. Around 800 surviving Apalachee, Chatot, and Yamasee led an exodus to the Spanish city of Pensacola, but did not like the conditions there, and moved on to French-controlled Mobile, where yellow fever reduced the population more. This group eventually settled in the Red River Basin of modern Louisiana. Another group of Apalachee built a town called Abasaya near a fortified Spanish ranch in Alachua County, but Abasaya was attacked in 1705 and destroyed after a 20-day siege. The survivors fled to just south of St. Augustine, but most of this group had died in raids by the time they reached their destination. In 1718, many Apalachee from Pensacola returned to their homeland, settling around Fort San Marcos de Apalachee, with a full-fledged settlement being built by 1733. In 1759, the Spanish built a stone fort at the site, but following defeat in the 7 Years' War, transferred control of Florida to the British, leaving Fort San Marcos to the Apalachee. However, the British made attempts to actively remove the natives in their territory by any means, causing many to be taken to Spanish territory. Many Apalachee living in Pensacola fled to Veracruz, Mexico, and several of those living near St. Augustine were brought to Guanabacoa, Cuba. Today, descendants of the Apalachee can be found in the Red River Basin of Louisiana. The Spanish reoccupied Fort San Marcos in 1783, but the Apalachee settlement there had long been replaced by a European settlement, which became a major seaport following the acquisition of Florida by the United States. But that is a story for another day. Thanks for watching.